Hello everybody, Mr. Howell here. Pleased to meet you. I just want to take a few minutes to introduce myself, take you around the berry farm, and convince you of the truth that earth science is a real entity. It's not just some kind of fantasy exercise we adults inflict on you. It's just in a book, doesn't really exist. We use earth science daily on the berry farm. All right, we live it. So let's start with the rain gauge. So I just dumped it out, but anyway, we got like 0.1 of an inch last night. So why do you need a rain gauge? Well, you need to know how much water you're getting. It's really hard to judge, just by looking at the soil. And if you don't get adequate rain, let's say an inch over a week period, then you need to go ahead and irrigate. Okay, why can't you just go to weather.com or something like that and find out how much rain you got last night? Nope, doesn't work, because the data you're going to get is going to be what the rainfall was at a station like Langley Air Force Base or a high school or the airfield, which with the scattered thunderstorms here in the summertime could be very, very different from what you got. In the summer, we have high atmospheric pressure, sits over southeast Virginia, and as you're going to learn, high atmospheric pressure suppresses the formation of thunderstorms. All right, unfortunately. So a lot of times, look at that rabbit. I got to do something about that. All right, I got all his little buddies. He's the last one. But anyway, they do a lot of damage. It costs hundreds, if not $1,000 or more dollars, the damage. But anyway, the high atmospheric pressure suppresses rainfall. Okay, so anyway, so it means you're going to have to irrigate. Here's the well. This pipe goes down 38 feet. There's the pump. All right, and the well pipe goes down and penetrates strata. Okay, here on the Virginia coastal plain, in those parts of the world, you have strata. We have 1.5 miles, 7,000 feet of sediment. Arranged in layers: sand, clay, seashell material. Okay, some of it's porous, some of it's not. So the water can get trapped in the porous layers. Now the pores have to connect, because if it's porous but it's not permeable, water won't move through it and will not return back to your well point. So those strata, those different clay and limestone layers and sand layers represent old surfaces through geologic time. All right, so that's another big topic. All right, so soil is really important. We have a little bit of vegetables growing here this year. We did a lot of work this spring on the berry farm with cutting trees and fencing and doing what we had to do to get the vines ready. So we didn't really plant a lot of vegetables, but we did plant some. So what do we have here? This is okra. All right. So let's see. All right, that one's a little too small. Let's see what we got over here. The deer really got to this one. All right, now okra flowers are beautiful. I want y'all to see that. They're in the hibiscus family, which you'll notice that pistil and stamens in the middle. All right, I like hibiscus. There you go. All right, I haven't picked these okras, so they're big. They're not useful. I guess you could cook them and cook them and cook them till they're soft. I'm looking for one to nibble on. All right, I've already eaten all the little ones. Nope, here's one right here. Okay, so okra is good to eat just the way it is. All right, they're not the tastiest vegetable in the world. I don't know if good's the right word, but when you're hungry out here, got some watermelons going on right there. Crimson Sweet. We're getting a lot of bell peppers. Teddy! Come here, Teddy! Come get you a snack. He likes to pick his own peppers. All right. I think he went inside. All right. Let's see. Got some more melons over here. All right, there's a Charleston Gray. It's coming along pretty nicely. There's a pretty good size Crimson Sweet coming along, and I got a big Charleston Gray. There's another Crimson Sweet. Ah, there's my big Charleston Gray. I am keeping an eye on that rascal. All right, so soil is really important. So since we're organic here and we don't use synthetic fertilizers, we build the soil. We take care of the soil, and the soil then feeds the plants, okay? So we're builders. I always say be a builder, not a sprinkler. So my neighbors drop off all of this grass clippings and bags of leaves, and I'm really behind things, but I got to get all these bags of stuff and I got to mix them up, and I got to build that compost pile about 2 to 3 times bigger than it is, because in the fall, which is coming up, we're going to go ahead, and I have some more compost I didn't use this summer right there. We go ahead and put that compost down, and that feeds the plants. Here we have the wood chip pile. It's our top mulch, and it suppresses the weeds. Okay, it sits on top of the mulch. All right, now a little bit more about soil and water. Okay, when it rains and when the snow melts, the water goes down into the ground. Okay, so I had this place had to be graded with a bulldozer a couple of times, so it was barren. So I planted cover crop, which is ryegrass and vetch and some other things. Of course, a lot of weeds, but it's not a problem. And so now when it rains, as opposed to before, I would get water building up over here. Okay, standing water, but with all this vegetation, it soaks it up. Okay, and the roots of the vegetation, the cover crop, of course, the roots make holes as they burrow deeper into the soil, and makes passageways for the water to drain. Okay, so water moves vertically up and down. All right, and it moves laterally left and right. Okay, it moves in all directions in the soil. When it rains, the water goes down due to gravity. It goes down till it hits layers it cannot get through very quickly, like clay layers, and it forms a water table. All right, so the water table right now is really low. It's like 15, 20 feet down. So the soil is really dry, but the water table will rise when we get more rain. So with the high atmospheric pressure that generally sits over Eastern Virginia in the summer and the fall, you can have a drought. We had a drought for 3 weeks. So let's go over here. We were really hoping that this tropical system that was going to come through a couple of weeks ago would bring us some rain, but it didn't. It kind of bypassed us. So we have another hurricane coming up the coast. All right, there's some beehives. Beekeepers take care of that. I don't really mess with it, but we want them here because they pollinate the berries. All right, so a little bit more about soil. Soil is pretty much made of 2 things: organic matter and rock particles. So the sediment I talked about, the sand and clay, that's really rock particles. That was washed off the Appalachians a long time ago and transported here to the coastal area, the coastal plain, by streams, and deposited in strata. So when the organic matter and the clay and sand particles are thoroughly blended together, then you have soil. All right, and so we have to mimic that process here on the berry farm. Let me check out my cheat sheet, see if there's anything else I wanted to talk to you about. Okay, nutrients. Water retention. Yeah, compost. When you have this compost in your soil, not only does it have nutrients in it, but it's very good at retaining water. So this is not totally broken down, but that's okay. It'll break down over the winter. Now the local Starbucks supplies me with coffee grounds. Okay, that's a fertilizer. Okay, it's excellent. So we're chemical free here on the berry farm, and our berries are delicious. So let's go eat some stuff. All right. So we've been here 2 years, and the previous owner had a lot of junk, and so I'm just kind of going through it. And that pile is going to go to the metal scrap yard. Got a few dollars from that. Recycling, that's another topic. Natural resources. Let's take a look here. Let's see, these berries are looking good. All right. When they have that shoulder on them, that's a good berry right there. Okay. Oh yeah. Yes, indeed. That's what I'm talking about. Tastes like wine. Okay, hot. With the sun sitting on it, it's like a burst of hot wine in your mouth. So we'll do a picking tomorrow and the next day, and it'll be off to the restaurant with them. Okay, and they'll buy every berry we can bring them. So we're really fortunate that we have that business relationship. It's based on trust. They know I'm going to bring them excellent berries, and they know I'm going to bring them the amount that I say I brought them, if that makes any sense. Just wanted to show you the peppers and the tomatoes. So like I said, this was just kind of playing around with veggies this year. So, you know, the peppers, they're not doing too great, but mostly that's due to the hot nights, okay? Peppers and tomatoes are in the same family. Tomatoes went gangbusters, okay? They're kind of playing out, but you know, you can eat these. Absolutely delicious. And the banana peppers are good too. So basically between the berries and the peppers and the okra, which I gotta tell you is not the best tasting thing in the world. That okra flower is really opened up. Okay, look at that. Okay, got some little cucumbers hanging there. Okay, I threw that trellis up real quick. I know it looks terrible, but it does the job. Anyway, out here, I can munch on berries and tomatoes and peppers, and if I'm working, I don't have to. I don't want to stop. I can go in. I don't have to go in. Okay, so that's it. That's me. That's the berry farm. I love teaching earth science. I probably didn't cover everything as far as how earth science relates to berry farming and vegetables, but you know, that's the way it is. Good to meet you. Let's go ahead and break it off. Talk to you later.